From keyboards to neural links, the interface wars. We went from punch cards to keyboards to touchscreens in 50 years. Neural interfaces are next. But the real war isn't about technology. It's about who controls how we interact with information. Human-computer interfaces are invisible empires. The company that controls the interface controls how billions of people access information, make decisions, and think about problems. We've seen this power shift multiple times. IBM with punch cards, Microsoft with keyboards, Apple with touchscreens, Google with voice. Today we're exploring how each interface revolution created new winners and losers, and why the coming neural interface war isn't just about technology, it's about the future of human consciousness itself. In the 1970s, using a computer meant punching holes in cards and memorizing text commands. This wasn't accidental. Computer literacy was gatekeeping. Only trained specialists could communicate with these machines, making companies like IBM incredibly powerful. Everything changed with Apple's 1984 Macintosh. Suddenly you could point and click instead of memorizing commands. Files looked like folders. Deleting meant dragging to trash. Microsoft responded with Windows, and the GUI revolution democratized computing. But notice what happened. The companies controlling the GUI became the most powerful in tech. The iPhone in 2007 eliminated even that learning curve. Touch interfaces mapped directly to how we naturally interact with objects. A toddler can use an iPad because swiping and tapping feel intuitive. Apple's control over touchscreens made them the world's most valuable company. Then came voice interfaces with Amazon's Alexa. No screens, no buttons, just natural speech. But voice revealed something crucial. Whoever controls the interface doesn't just control how you access information, they control which information you get. Ask Alexa a question, you get Amazon's preferred answer. Each interface shift didn't just make computers easier to use. It changed how humans think about information and gave enormous power to whoever controlled that interface. Today's interface war is between Apple's curated experience and Google's open platform philosophies. But this isn't just about user preference, it's about power structures. iOS users spend more on apps, giving Apple leverage over developers. Android has more users globally, giving Google more data for AI training. Each interface creates economic relationships and forms of control that extend far beyond the technology itself. The voice interface war shows how interface control translates to market dominance. Amazon got there first with smart homes, Google leveraged search expertise, Apple focused on privacy. But voice interfaces are winner-take-all. Once you've set up your home with Alexa, switching means replacing dozens of devices. More importantly, voice interfaces control access to services. Ask for food delivery, and you get the assistant's preferred partners. Ask for music, you get their platform first. The interface shapes not just how you access options, but which options you know exist. Meta, Apple, and Google are spending billions on spatial computing, VR and AR interfaces where you manipulate digital objects in three-dimensional space. Meta wants to transport you to digital worlds. Apple wants to overlay digital information on physical reality. Google wants seamless integration. The winner won't just control a product category, they'll control how humanity interfaces with information in physical space. That's potentially every surface, every object, every interaction in the real world. Here's what makes these wars critical. Interfaces don't just change how we access information. They change what information we can access and how we think about problems. Google's search interface trained us to expect instant, ranked answers. Social media feeds trained us to expect continuous, engagement-optimized content. Each interface creates cognitive habits. The question isn't which is better, it's which habits we want to develop as a species. Neural interfaces represent the endpoint of this evolution, eliminating the interface entirely. Companies like Neuralink are developing brain implants that read neural signals and translate them into digital commands. Early versions help paralyzed patients control prosthetics with thought alone. But the technology is advancing rapidly. Neuralink has demonstrated monkeys playing video games using only brain signals. The progression from medical applications to consumer interfaces looks inevitable. Imagine accessing information as fast as you can think. No typing, no searching, just pure thought-to-result connection. You think about a person, their contact information appears in your mind. You think about a problem, relevant research materializes instantly. The average person types 40 words per minute, but thinks at 400 words per minute. Neural interfaces could eliminate that bottleneck entirely. This could revolutionize education, creativity, and human capability itself. But neural interfaces represent the most dangerous shift in interface history. Every previous interface could be turned off. Neural implants are permanent, always on, always connected. If a company can read your thoughts, they can influence them. The same technology that lets you control computers could let computers control you. Marketing could become literal mind control. Mental privacy could disappear entirely. Even worse, neural interfaces could create biological inequality. Enhanced humans might become cognitively superior to unenhanced ones, creating a new form of class warfare based on brain augmentation. Previous interface shifts were additive. We gained capabilities while keeping our human faculties. Neural interfaces could be substitutive, replacing natural cognition with augmented versions. This is the first interface shift where the stakes include human autonomy itself. Control over neural interfaces means control over human consciousness. The companies developing this technology won't just have market power. They could shape human thought directly. The neural interface war is happening now. Neuralink represents the move fast approach. Medical companies represent safety first. Tech giants are investing heavily in research. The winner won't just control the next computing platform, they'll potentially control human evolution. That's why this war is fundamentally different. It's not about market share, it's about the future of consciousness itself. Every interface evolution changed how humans think. Punch cards created technical gatekeeping. GUIs democratized computing but concentrated power in platform owners. Touchscreens made computers intuitive but enabled unprecedented surveillance. Voice made technology ambient but created new information gatekeepers. Neural interfaces won't just change how we use computers. They could change what it means to be human. For the first time, the technology might become part of us permanently. The question isn't whether neural interfaces will work, they already do. The question isn't whether they'll be useful, the potential is extraordinary. The question is whether we can maintain human agency as we merge with machines. Previous interface wars gave us new tools. The neural interface war might give us new identities. The winners won't just dominate markets, they might define what human consciousness becomes in the 21st century. That's the real war, not between technologies, but between human autonomy and technological control. And unlike previous interface wars, we might only get one chance to get this right.